I can go back to the very first time I heard a Marillion song, and I was living in Vancouver, Canada at the time, and my friends were from the East Coast. And the West Coast didn't have any Marillion. It wasn't popular, and my friends were all playing on their acoustic guitars. They're all musicians, and they played Sugar Mice. And I said, oh, that's beautiful. What is this song? And they said, it's Marillion, don't you know? And I didn't. And someone gave me a cassette of 6 1/2 dozen, and just put it in the car and was driving along. And I had to pull over during Easter. I was crying. It was amazing. And then the first time I saw them live, I was living in Bremen, Germany at the time, in 2004, and I saw Brave for the first time. And I didn't own the album before I saw the concert, and I stood there with my mouth hanging open and watching this thing happen, and it was just, and every time it's something special. And I ended up moving to the Netherlands many years later and got involved, well before that I got involved with meeting the band through the Strange Engine tour and filming them, and then I sort of went towards photography, so I've been photographing them since, gosh, I can't even tell you when the first tour was that I was actually clicking away, so really great. It's been a fabulous evolution, and emotionally, when you hear new things and it means something to you and you associate it with a time in your life, and yeah, tonight will be special. It'll be Brave again, Yeah. Certainly a better photographer. They were wonderful. They gave me the chance to hone my skills. So I went from not being very good at all to being fairly okay, But yeah, I think a better person, maybe, yeah. I mean, you meet so many other wonderful people and hear their stories. You can't help but feel something, is happening that's just really magical. Yeah, really wonderful. Yeah. It's a big, big family. And, I walked through the crowd last night while I was shooting, and I would run into person after person after person that I knew. And it was thinking, and how long have I known this person? Maybe it was 1 year, maybe it was 10, maybe it was 20, It's just amazing. You grow with them. You grow together. We talk about children downstairs with some of the friends that you knew long before they were married, It's just wonderful.
En fait, je suis une fan assez récente de Marillion, mais ça a été très rapide, un peu comme un virus. J'ai attrapé le virus Marillion il y a 1 an, parce que je suis journaliste indépendante pour un web magazine et une web radio. Donc j'ai rencontré H pendant une interview. Le lendemain, je suis allée à leur concert. Et à partir de ce moment-là, j'ai écouté tous les albums. Donc peu à peu, j'ai commencé à acheter tous les albums et c'est devenu une addiction.
Qu'est-ce qui vient de chercher? Est-ce qu'il est capable de mettre le doigt sur le moment que c'est
cette alliance entre la musique et le texte, quelque chose qui prend vraiment par les tripes, et aussi la générosité de tous ces musiciens. Cette année, je les ai vus pour la première fois en live, donc je suis allée aux 3 concerts, les 2 concerts de Paris et puis le concert à Toulouse. Et ça a été quelque chose de magnifique, une expérience de les voir en concert. C'est des musiciens qui se donnent à fond et qui ont une énergie folle. J'ai jamais vu des musiciens qui donnent une telle énergie. On a l'impression qu'ils peuvent rester des heures et des heures et des heures si on ne les sort pas de scène. Bien sûr, j'ai fait un retour en arrière parce que, aussi en parlant à des amis qui sont fans de plus longue date, j'ai voulu comprendre parce que vous devez bien savoir, il y a des personnes qui ont du mal avec Marillion de maintenant, qui préfèrent la période Fish, etc. Donc j'ai voulu vraiment comprendre d'où ça venait et pour ça, il m'a fallu réécouter tout. Et puis il y a aussi des personnes qui m'ont dit qu'ils ont abandonné pendant un moment et puis qui, avec le dernier album Sound That Can Be Made, ont redécouvert et ont eu envie d'écouter toute la période avec H. Donc qui me touche certainement Marbles, parce qu'il y a deux chansons que je trouve vraiment magnifiques. Tout l'album est magnifique, mais les 2 qui me prennent vraiment aux tripes, c'est Neverland. Surtout en live, quand je l'ai vu en live à Paris, j'ai pleuré parce qu'il y a tellement d'énergie, tellement d'émotions. Et puis The Invisible Man, parce parce que je suis musicienne, mais aussi je fais des études de littérature, donc le mélange des deux, la façon dont Steve se transforme sur scène aussi, c'est... Здравствуйте, дорогие фаны Marillion в Украине. Если вы никогда еще не были на Marillion уикенде, пожалуйста, приедьте, это замечательная эпопея, вы должны приехать.
I think emotionally, yes. Like I say, it kind of does two things, or for me, it feels like it does two things. So sometimes it pulls you along through your life, and other times it just seems to map exactly what's going on in your life. One of the things that I found really interesting about Happiness is the Road, in particular, was how H had been given a copy of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, the sort of personal development writer. And I mean, I'd read the book only a year before or whatever, and so that kind of content, which he definitely gets into the albums lyrically, that's the thing I think that inspires people, whether they're aware of that or not. I think all that underlying content is the thing I think that does dig deep within people, and that's what inspires them and pulls them along and reflects so much of what they're thinking. Well, that's what it's like for me. I assume it's like that for everybody else, but who knows? Some people just like the music for what it is,
Oh, well, Marillion is like the soundtrack of a very important part of my life. I first got to know Marillion in 1982 from the very start, and watched them grow through Script for a Jester's Tear, Fugazi, Misplaced Childhood. And there were some very important friendships of mine which developed up through the music, and we're all into the same kind of music together. And I find now that I'm older and I've got kids of my own, and they're not into the same kind of music. They moan about my music sometimes, but it's very emotional for me. Like last night I was in tears. I'm always in tears. I come to the Marillion conventions and I spend half the time crying. I think there's an emotional attachment with Marillion. I think the fans feel it because they've seen the band go through highs and lows and build themselves back up with the support of the fans. It's like you can feel the love, and it's very emotional. It's a very emotional band.
Well, funnily enough, the answer is actually yes, because I was just going into my 30s, and I'd done a lot of work. I'd been promoted a lot, and was working really hard, and I was just reaching the point where I was thinking, no, halabal, I'd had enough, and I needed to get more into music, and I needed to enjoy myself a bit more again. And then with Brave and Afraid of Sunlight, that I see almost as two sides of the same coin. I think both of those at the time, I was very much kind of thinking, oh, thank God, someone's producing the kind of music I want to listen to. I can really get into this stuff, I can go and see it. And that was really the start of my journey to being part of the fan club and coming to conventions like this.
Okay, my name's David from Cornwall in the UK, and
I'm Kaylee. This is my dad. I'm from Cornwall too. I mean, I was just saying to Dad yesterday, different songs, different albums. I picture different places in my life, different houses we've lived at, different journeys we've taken. And also, it's just, when I went off to uni, and I've never lost Marillion, I feel like it's a bit of a gift, to be honest, especially, it's just a connection with the music that we have, and I feel so lucky that we've,
part of your life.
And it's a bond that we've got as a family. Like, not many people would say, I say to my friends, I'm going to Holland for the weekend, they're like, for a concert, and they're like, who are you going with? I'm like, my dad. Because it's cool, because that's the bond we've got together. And with my mum especially, Marillion artwork all over our homes.
Absolutely.
It's just, and it's always, people take the mick, it's always in the CD player in the car. So it's it's nothing else I've ever known.
It's a way of life.
It is a way of life.
Muchos, precisamente creo que lo que hace la música Marillion es tocarte el alma. Pero probablemente Brave y Marvels.
¿Pero por qué?
¿Por qué? Creo que eso es muy difícil de explicar. Es porque sientes, yo personalmente, que además se lo decía Mark a Kelly hace poco, con canciones como The Great Escape o como The Sky Out of the Rain, no sé, hay muchas, porque siento que soy parte del universo y que el universo soy yo. Es una especie que tocas la belleza del mundo y que sientes que eres uno con los demás. Es difícil de explicar.
What commitment is that? I mean, that's
I almost took that
unbelievable.
coming from Calais. Getting lost in the car.
But truly remarkable. I mean, there's no other band in the world that seems to attract the devotion and the brilliant people that it does, and that's what makes this band what it is. You know, I mean, as I say, last night I caught up with a few friends from America who I met last summer. Now, normally though, I wouldn't see them out for every 2 years. So, and that's what happens. It's like you don't see somebody for 2 years, and then you catch up with them here, and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. There are in the UK, especially of our age group, you'll say to people, "I'm going to Marillion weekend," and a lot of people they'll remember Marillion from the Fish days because that was when they were singles were going into the charts all the time, and they'll say, "Are they still going?" You go, "Yeah," and if I can, I'll play the music to them. But they see the massive. They'll remember Kaylee or Lavender, and then they hear something like Marbles, and it's like. But for people like us, it's been a long, natural progression, you know, and the thing about Marillion is you can't pigeonhole them. You can't say it's that sort of music or it's this sort of music, and that's what keeps the family coming back all the time. So because you know every album's going to be different, that's the thing. That's Marillion. They're a different thing for every.